Yo, 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 hey Lamau, what is up, boys? You got Young Cringe Intro here, aka Illusion, coming at you with my NPL Week 6, I believe, Week 6 Minors game versus TNI Techno. Just one thing to start off before I get into the team builder, as I usually do. Fuck TNI. TNI is gay. I hate you all. Without further ado, let's get into the team matchup. So, Techno has a broken team. He used to have Mega Kangaskhan. His team's right here on the green sticky note, if you don't know. Techno used to have Mega Kangaskhan, but he switched it out for Mega Venusaur and made some other trades. And I believe his trades made his team more well-rounded, especially versus my team. The matchup is definitely not good. Mega Venusaur, like, beats half of my team, which is no bueno. Zapdos, I have a very, very hard time breaking. Sylveon walls like a lot of my more important Pokemon. For example, like a Special Coco, a Hydreigon, of course. Even Mega Heracross to an extent, it's annoying. Greninja is broken, especially since it's his Zmon. Zygarde 10% is broken. I have better Zygarde 10% answers than most other teams, which is why you probably won't bring it, but you can never sleep on Zygarde 10%, especially when my 1000 arrows resist are very minimal, and I really don't have a Dragon ground answer. I just beat Zygarde 10% through outbulking it, and then he has some even more broken Pokemon: Darmanitan, Lycanroc, Dusk, Buzzwole, broken Steelix, Cryogonal, and Spiritomb. So how do I feel about this matchup? I absolutely hate it. Techno had broken, like, there's certain Pokemon on Techno's team that really make my life hell. For example, Mega Venusaur makes my life hell in trying to deal with it. I can't bring certain Pokemon because they get completely walled. Like, I could bring something like Sceptile for, like, SD Acrobatics. But, actually, like, the thing about Sceptile is even, like, Adamant, like, +2 Acrobatics doesn't kill Mega Venusaur, and I get KO'd back. And I don't really have much setup opportunities on a lot of Pokemon. And he also something like, I think the most annoying one on his team, underrated Pokemon, is Steelix. Because Steelix is like the hardest Tapu Koko answer in the game. Like, of course I have Nature's Madness to pressure it, but I have to predict it. And he could run like something like Rocky Helmet to pressure my U-turns. And it pretty much always like has a presence and makes my Tapu Koko never a win condition until it's gone. So overall, this matchup is pretty ass. So first Pokemon I brought was Slowbro, Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic, Slack Off, Max Defense, Rocky Helmet. My fire resist is Slowbro. Everything else on my team gets absolutely dunked on by Darmanitan. I have like Hydreigon, but Hydreigon does not have a good matchup when he has Sylveon. And pretty much everything on his team, to an extent, can beat Hydreigon, unless I bring the perfect set, predicting all of his prep, which is not going to happen. So I'm just bringing Slowbro as a sort of safety net versus things like Zygarde. Zygarde cannot break this, even with like +1 Z. It bounces off. Zygarde is not that strong. I mean, it's as strong as Zygarde 50%, but even Zygarde 50% isn't that strong. This checks Lycanroc, this checks Darmanitan, this checks Zygarde, this checks Steelix. Checks a lot on his team, and I can Toxic the things that I don't check, except for Mega Venusaur. I have Scald, Ice Beam, Slack Off. Maybe this will be Psychic for Mega Venusaur, but I'm hoping to deal with Mega Venusaur through different means. And Ice Beam, I think I need just in case for emergency on Zygarde 10%. In case like in case he gets like Hazard up with Greninja, like Stealth Rock spikes, and then he gets a +1. He can not KO me, but do a lot of damage, bring me super low with +1 Z Outrage, and then I don't kill with Scald or Psychic. And then he can just sweep through my team. So I need Ice Beam. That's why I have Ice Beam over Psychic. Maybe a little too cautious, but I'd rather be able to deal with the Zygarde than hit Mega Venusaur a little bit harder. Next, I have Spadef and Polion. Pretty standard. Stealth Rock, Toxic, Scald, Defog. This is my Greninja switching. Defog spikes away. This beats Sylveon. There's no Sylveon set that can beat this. He has to be like Calm Mind, Heal Bell, Hidden Power Ground, Rest, or something whack like that. Even then, doesn't really beat it. So Empoleon's good. Next I got Banded, Adamant, Infernape, Blaze, Flare Pitch, Mach Punch, U-Turn, Close Combat. This set's pretty interesting. I have a hard time breaking through everything on his team, so I thought just bring an Adamant, Bandit, Infernape and kill everything. He has no switching. Like, he can try and bring in like something like Mega Venusaur and Greninja or even Zapdos. Spoiler alert, if he tries to bring those in, those get blown into hell. So yeah, Bandit, Infernape. Next I got an Electrium Z Coco, Brave Bird, Wild Charge, U-turn, Nature's Madness. Nature's Madness is for Steelix, U-turn, Momentum, Brave Bird is for Mega Venusaur. Z Wild Charge is very strong, kills Sylveon, kills a Zapdos in most instances, and it just breaks through his team. I could be like Z Nature's Madness or Flyinium Z, but I really think I need the Z Wild Charge. I think it helps me kill a lot of his bulkier Pokemon. Next, I have Scarf, Staraptor, U-turn, Brave Bird, Double Edge, Toxic. Toxic for Zapdos. This thing, Scarf, one of my only true quote-unquote Mega Venusaur answers. Yeah, Brave Bird hits things hard. Double Edge hits things hard. This thing kind of has like an iffy matchup due to Zapdos and things like Steelix, but I kind of think I need to bring it for certain Pokemon. And hopefully it'll turn out well. And finally, I have Mega Heracross, Pin Missile, Swords Dance, Rock Blast, Close Combat. You know, it's just a standard set. Like, if I SD up, he has like Mega Venusaur, I can SD up on any of his switchings and then kill it. Sylveon does not take a +2 Adamant Rock Blast after Rocks, which is my intent with this set, to kill Sylveon. It also blows back Buzzwole if he brings like a defensive Buzzwole to try and check me. So yeah, that's my team. Hopefully, it can do well and beat Techno. I'm proud of this team. A little standard, but hopefully, Choice Banded, Adamant, Infernape can put in some massive amounts of work, and hopefully my Heracross and Coco can put in some work. So let me switch on over to the replay. So right here, and watch this. Watch this magical transition. 3, 2. There we are, boys. You see that slick ass layout? We ready to start the game. So yeah, so I'm Mr. So let me just switch the sides real quick. So yeah, let me reset this. So yeah, Base Tech basically brought what I thought he would bring. Sylveon for Hydreigon, Zapdos like just has a good matchup, especially versus like Staraptor, and my double Water Core, which I brought. Steelix for Tapu Koko. This was an absolute must for bring to him. Buzzwole, which could have been a variety of Pokemon, but I really don't have a good answers to Buzzwole anyways, so that's why he brought it. And it defensively checks Pokemon like Mega Heracross to an extent. Mega Venu, that thing's broken. It beats my entire team if I don't play correctly. And Greninja, broken Pokemon. Banned if it had Protean or Ash, but it's still busted. It gets a lot of broken moves. So yeah, but one thing I noticed about this team is that he does not have an Infernape switching. So he leads Zapdos, and I lead Bandit Infernape. And right here, I can just get a kill. If you look at his fire resist is Greninja, and I'll tell you right now, if he switches Greninja in on Bandit, Adamant, Infernape, that thing is getting down to like 13%, and I can just switch into Empoleon and get my hatchets up real quick. It's alright, so I just click Infernape here, Flare Blitz it, and he surprises me by going for the Volt Switch first. Now that the fact that he went for Volt Switch first has me thinking, like, 100% in my head he's Scarf, like, cause he may be just max speed, but I don't really believe it. At this point, I believe he's Scarf since he outsped my Infernape, and the fact that he Volt Switched on my Infernape anyways kind of reveals that he's Scarf, because if I was like Specs Overheat, Zapdos would have been sent to hell. So Zapdos is Scarf, and he deals a lot of damage to my Infernape, which matters because I Flare Blitz to Sylveon. It takes a ton. It gets burned, that doesn't really matter. And I take a ton of recoil. Now, that Volt Switch damage mattered a lot because it did so much damage to my Infernape that now my Infernape is pretty much dead. It can't switch in on rocks, and Flare Blitz will kill it with recoil no matter what happens. So right here, I just sack my Infernape, get the Flare Blitz off, kill it. So that was an interesting, so 2 turns, 1 Pokemon dead. That Volt Switch was like, Scarf Zapdos was a good bring because Gligar had a pretty terrible matchup overall, in my opinion. And the fact that I traded my Bandit Infernape for Sylveon it's like a decent trade, but not one I'm very, you know, happy about. Since Empoleon dealt with any Sylveon set, but still, a 1-for-1 is pretty decent, not terrible. I'm still in the game. Nothing, so I just bring in Coco. He brings in Zapdos. And right here, Free Nature's Madness in my eyes. He absolutely confirmed he's Scarf, but I already knew that. I go for the Nature's Madness, do 50% to Steelix, and now I can just U-turn out. My only switch into this is, alright, so there's two schools of thought here. I could have went into Slowbro or Heracross. No matter what, he's getting up rocks. I think it would be a terrible play for him to Earthquake. I don't really, Rocks pressures my team a ton. I wanted to go Heracross here because I could start putting the pressure on his team. And he goes for Rocks like I predict. And right here, there's no way he stays in with Steelix, so I just go for the Sword Dance. He goes into Buzzwole. And this is where things get interesting. +2 Rock Blast, I don't think it kills Buzzwole. It might kill like a no bulk Buzzwole, but +2 Rock Blast does a ton of damage. So right here, I just want to get damage off of Buzzwole. In my eyes, there's nothing Buzzwole can do to my Heracross. It's not like he can OHKO me, right? He has nothing to hit me. Wrong. He shows some God Tech, goes for the bounce, and kills me in one. So, I don't think I need to tell you guys this, but this was terrible for me. The fact that he went for Power or Bounce, like, Power or Bounce did not even register in my eyes. Like, that's an unset. I didn't think about it. There was no thought in my head that it could be Bounce. So, Godly Prep on Tech's part, that bounce really caught me off guard. He basically killed my Heracross for free, and Heracross was my main way of applying offensive pressure, especially to a Steelix, because my play for dealing with Steelix was to U-turn on it and then kill it with either, like, pressure him with Infernape and Heracross, and he's disabled both of my Steelix checks, my offensive Steelix checks, so things are not looking good, but I still have a chance. My double Water Core can do a lot of damage, get some burns with Scald, and I'm not out of this game yet. I just go into Staraptor here and go for the U-turn. There's no way he's going to stay in with Buzzwole, because Buzzwole pretty much destroys my Empoleon and my Slowbro, and it'd be kind of stupid for him to stack it because Slowbro and Empoleon are important defensive mons for me. I just bring in Empoleon, and right here, I think now is the perfect time to get up rocks. I could have went for the Scald there. Maybe Scald was the play, but I expected him to go into Venusaur. Right here, I don't really have a Volt Switch in. Empoleon is my Volt Switch in. I go to Toxic in case he goes for Thunderbolt. If I can Toxic that Zapdos, I'm in a decent position in winning chances. When he goes Venusaur, good play. And I Scald just going for the burn. Oh no, I defogged. Ignore me, I'm stupid. I defogged because I can just get rocks up again. You know, and pressure his team while he can't pressure me. And right here, I knew, like, I keep my Empoleon in, sacking it, because I didn't want him to predict me going into Staraptor, because if my Staraptor died, I really don't have a way of killing Venusaur, because I don't have Psychic, Slowbro and Tapu Koko does not kill Venusaur from full, so let's go for a Scald, hoping to get a burn, and sacking off my Empoleon here. Maybe I should have predicted him going for Giga Drain one of these turns, because I kind of showed the willingness to sack off Empoleon, but I couldn't have possibly risked Staraptor because Staraptor is too important in dealing with Venusaur. At least I get the burn for my trouble, so that's decent. But yeah, maybe I think in hindsight I should have switched out into Staraptor in one of these turns and kept the Empoleon, at least for sack fodder, because that'll be important later. I can go into Staraptor and go for the U-turn real quick because he's not going to stay in. Venusaur is too important for him to stay in on me Brave Birding, and of course he has an easy switch into Steelix. Still don't know his item because he hasn't shown leftovers, and right here, just go for the Scald. This is where I'm regretting not bringing the Psychic, because I would have went for the Psychic here, but Yeah. Right here, I have to make like a play and go into Staraptor. If he just Sludge Bomb there, I probably just lost the game right then and there. But I have to make I have to make this play because Slowbro can't touch Venusaur. So now that I have Staraptor in, I can Brave Bird because now that Steelix is so low, Brave Bird 2-hit KOs, and he switches on rocks. I Brave Bird. I'm going to 2-hit KO. As you see, I bring him down to 5%. So at least I'll be able to kill the Steelix, and then I can maneuver around the Zapdos and Greninja. I just have to be careful priority and how I use my recoil. So at least I'm in a decent position. Psych, he's a Guaberry, and I'm kind of at this point I'm kind of screwed because he gets up rocks, and now because he has up rocks, my Staraptor's not gonna be able to maneuver and switch in and at all anymore. So this is kind of the beginning and the end. He misses a Toxic, probably fearing Calm Mind Slowbro, which if I'm Calm Mind Psyshock, I can still technically beat his team right now, but I'm not, so unfortunate. He goes into Venusaur. He just goes for the Giga Drain. My Staraptor dies. Unfort. But I can go into Coco now. Depending on circumstances, I might be able to squeeze this one out. So if he's like not Water Shuriken Greninja, I still have a chance depending on how I play this. So right now, I just go for the Brave Bird, kill the Venusaur. I get some recoil, and now he brings in Zapdos. So what I'm thinking is if I'm lucky, I can somehow get this Zapdos low. If I can kill the Greninja and the Buzzwole somehow, I can live one. I might be able to live one Thunderbolt with Slowbro and kill Zapdos off and win the game with an Ice Beam. Or if he Thunderbolts here and I live, and I get go for the Z Wild. If I go for the Z Wild Charge, I might be able to win if he does not have Water Shuriken Greninja. But he makes a good play. Volt switches right here. Does 25. He goes into Buzzwole. I just go for the Z Wild Charge to try and kill without taking recoil. And he goes into Greninja. If he's obviously Water Shuriken, so I've lost. But if he wasn't Water Shuriken, I may have had a chance here if I killed the Greninja and then maybe Ice Beam on the Slowbro could have picked off the Zapdos. But unfortunately, he's a Water Shuriken Greninja. And I go to Slowbro here, and he just kills me off with the Dark Pulse. And I lose this game. Completely unfortunate, but good game to Techno. I'm not, like, I don't think my prep was great, but I was satisfied with my prep. I think where I went wrong was, let me just go back a little bit. I think where things went wrong was, turn 1, him being, Scarf Zapdos caught me off guard. But there's nothing I could have done about that, predicting that. And so my Infernape dying early sucked, but nothing I could have done about that at the moment. But what really changed the game was right here when he went for the bounce on Buzzwole. Now, if I had Heracross in the end game, things would have been a lot easier for me because I could have been able to pressure his entire team with Heracross. And I would have had an extra sack fodder, which could have won me the game in the end. But he caught me off guard with a bounce, Okoing me. In hindsight, I should have scouted, but Power Bounce didn't even cross my mind. So good shit to Techno. I think that one turn basically completely won him the game. Also, his Aguaberry on Steelix was a nice bring. So I just lose this game because Techno brought some really fire prep. So clap it up for Techno. Non-sarcastic, he prepped really well and won the game as a result, which is pretty wild. And I lose 2-0, which sucks, but I have an even record with a positive differential. So my playoff chances aren't terrible. I pretty much like have to win out. I can lose one game. Within my next 4 with a small differential, and I'll still have a chance to make playoffs. But if I really want to like make a run for it, I have to win my next 4 games. It's do or die time. If I win the next 4, I'm guaranteed in playoffs. If I lose one, it's basically depends on differential of my competitors in my division and the differential of my game. So I better win. So see you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed this game. My shitty content, but it's fun. GG to Techno and goodbye.